Nergigante and the Teostra. I don't know, fantasy words, made up stuff. I feel like these, also adds 5 damage card. So it's going to be a large mini and seems to look like a hedgehog of some sort. Hopefully these are things you can just add to the campaign. These are big. Well, every enemy in this game seems big. Looks like a horned version of those terrible chameleon things in Dark Souls that curse you. Lots of spikes. It's a spiky boy. That's a little ominous sounding. Okay, upgraded Rare 5 equipment. So we got the build tables. Seems like they just put this together for the ink droid. Okay, standard as all the others. We have our standard board thing. Ooh, that wasn't packed well. Our awesome level 5 items. More story cards. More of the behavior deck, but it definitely look like just an angry porcupine. Doesn't seem like they added a lot more combat cards. But all the other guys were packed really well. Why were these packed this way? Let's check out what you look like. You just look like a kaiju. Destroyer! Definitely like they put that little tab there because it actually helps support the weight. This does not fit together as well as the other ones. That's a sad panda. Man, this one's way off. Okay, praising all their new updates, but that's definitely a huge error on their part. It's supposed to go there, just... Oh, there we go. Alright, it's just hard to fit in properly. I mean, he looks really cool, and... Is this a dragon? I guess he is a dragon, since he has 6 arms. But the details, amazing! Lots of spikes, a lot of stabby thingies. Kinda gotta be careful put them together, too. But the lines are really bad on this one. I wonder why. And this is number 5. That's pretty neat. So, really not much, but it's the standard Dark Souls format too, where you just get one giant boss. I'm not exactly sure where these guys go, but being level 5, they're probably endgame high level bosses. This one feels lighter. I'm confused why they actually have the artwork for both of these on this box. We get stuns. Alright. Oh, maybe it's just a one-piece mini. And it's also a level 5 build table, special rule setup, the quests if you want to do campaign, and then if you want to go just boss battle. Yeah, he's just one piece. Oh, that's neat. And again, his basic stat card, kind of goofy. And pretty much the same stuff. Ow. Sharp. Ah, it's a mana core. Ish. Oh, this is a one piece full cast. They did a lot of details. Cast line, or is that actually 2 parts? No, it's 2 parts glued together by the way it looks. But still very cool. And so is that arm. Really neat looking. So with these guys being level 5s, I guarantee they're probably only used for end-game content, or if you're doing like an epic long campaign of gear grinding. I have to say, they are really, really good looking. This guy is just way too spiky and pointing for his own good. Even his claws here are kind of sharp. Yeah, that's very pokey and stabby. Manicore thing, not so much. Alright, well, that's the unboxing of the two, I guess, high tier level 5 Guardian bosses, besides, you know, the giant dragon, whatever his name is. So, continuing our tour of Monster Hunter World, we have the Kula-ya-ku expansion, which looks like a dodo bird. And then we have the Hunter's Arsenal. I believe the Hunter Arsenals is characters? Other hunters? Yep. So basically 60 characters. And this thing with the size of the package is a mini boss. I think it's a mini boss. Login bonus inside. What does that mean? Let's say login bonus? No. Well, this is definitely a lot heavier, but I'm pretty sure it's because it has cards. So let's look at the egg stealing dodo. It's a mini rulebook. Has its own forging table because it's, I believe this is probably an exclusive by the way it looks. Can only make one set of armor. Kind of lame. This little quest guide. Boss battler. Okay. And again, the color coding on this thing is always weird, so go figure. Does it have 3 levels? You should have 3 levels. You should have 3 levels. Oh, crack baggie. They actually give you one finally. For what? Are there tokens here? Well, I'm not exactly sure why there's a crack baggie in here. I don't actually remember opening this. But tons of new weapons and items. And tax for set items. Well, I guess that's for these characters. And then 3 bad timer cards. So let's check out this dinosaur. That's a rock. That's not an egg. That's false advertising right there. Again, tons of detail that Steamforge is putting into the minis. And still made out of that better plastic. 8-1. This should be Tiny Tina right here. I don't know what this is. It's definitely not human. Or maybe it is. Got an Ewok. It's animal with a musket. It's either animal or a critter. And if you know that reference, leave a comment down below. We got a pig in a dinosaur pig. Okay. Those are either ears or horns, but it definitely looks like a pig. Last of these tiny guys. It's Cubone! All grown up. Or I guess that'd be Marowak. Never mind, it's Cubone in that awkward teen stage where he's just really cringy. There's a paw on this hammer. Are these the cats? I feel like these are the cats now. We got Hawkeye. The standard Hawkeye pose. It's the Shredder! These minis, they are... I know Monster Hunter's supposed to be like really absurd and over the top too, but these character designs are really just out there. The worst designed meat cleaver I've ever seen, and probably the heaviest sword. I think that's a meat cleaver. Yeah, that's pretty absurd. It's a Lorien Silver Knight. It's a bow knight. Why are all these weapons just insanely huge? God, that arrow is longer than his body. It's like the great bow. It's a halberd? At least they put detail on a blade too, so that's really cool. These are just not very practical weapons. Alright, something that can actually be wielded by a human being. Looks like a rogue of some sort, but I'm pretty sure that's not a class in this game. I guess that's more roguish. Dual blades. 3 blades. Got a reverse ice pick grip that everyone thinks is really effective. Like Tyranid swords. Yeah, you can use these minis for other games. These minis are actually really, really good. I like the way they look. The coloring is a little weird. Oh, that's cool. At least this art for it is kind of cute looking. Peck. So, I'm not exactly sure why the crack baggies with this. I don't know what they expect you to do with it. But that's neat. So, this comes with a bunch of guys and the dinosaur. What is this? Oh, those are alt sculpts. Okay, that makes more sense now. Because these guys have the actual cards, and we have the Gun Lance, Hammer, Lance Hunter, Hunting Horn Hunter, Light Blowgun Hunter, or Bowgun Hunter, Longsword Hunter. Forge cards, armor cards, shelling cards. Okay. So these guys have a ton of special abilities. So these guys also have more special abilities, just like the second core expansion. And they seem to have hunt guides for everything. So I don't know if this is going to be a Kickstarter exclusive. And we have more of these tokens that I don't know what they're for. Wildspire. Bowgun. Yep, so we have the Ancients set. Yep. So we have 2 sets for both the core expansions. That's definitely a Tyranid weapon. That is a terribly, terribly designed gun. That has a really thick shield. We have another spiky shredder guy with another bizarre gun design. A really weird hook-billed longsword of some sort. Even has a sheath though. I don't know how you draw that. Every character seems to have a dagger too. And a lot of them have this weird thing on their arm. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is that a fever bone? Fever bone with a helmet on it? Yeah, this is not a person to mess with. This person has to have crazy strength. And you have another club. Must be a tail of some dinosaur. Another person not to mess with. One swing and you're done. Is that Rocket Lance character? Forge Lance. I'm gonna say this definitely looks like old spaceship rocket. Oh, check out the thickness of that shield. That is ridiculous. That is like a 3-foot thick shield. This person has to be insanely strong. Ah, those are bones. Be cool if they were rockets. And just as I thought, a majority of the bulk was weapon cards. And nothing else. What is that bag for? So we have our gun lance stuff. So these are all just the weapon decks. So gotta double check and see if the Hunter's Arsenal is Kickstarter exclusive characters. I hope not, because Dark Souls made that error years ago with, or not Dark Souls, Bloodborne made that error years ago where the extra characters were critical if you actually had Kickstarter stuff, but you weren't able to get the characters. Because a lot of those scenarios were based on it. I hope this doesn't fall down the same design trap. But I'm going to have to go do some research on this, because again, this is not my game. Jason backed this, and he got it, since I don't know anything about Monster Hunter. So we have the Azure, Rathalos, and the Black Diablos, which I'm pretty sure they're each one of the figures from the core set. And then we have the Kushala Daora, which I guess is the endgame big bad. Again, never played Monster Hunter, don't know these creatures. But I believe this is the exclusive, and I think that was another exclusive that Steamforge does, their whole vault thing. This box is not very descriptive at all. Does not show you anything. Oh, neat. They're color-coded. So, that's pretty cool. And they're still doing their real clever tab thing to hold it. Yeah, they are the guys. And something fell out, but nothing else there. So, yeah, it's just a black version of the thing from the, Waste. Wildspire Waste. Now I got, this thing from the first box. Well, let's check them out. Still the same amount of miraculous detail. Casting should be the same. If this is their exclusive, I'm actually glad it's nothing except a color change on the mini. That way you don't feel ripped off like the whole Four Kings fiasco. Granted, you know, they did redo them if you paid a lot. Just a size comparison of the two dragons next to each other. Or I guess they're wyverns, since someone had to explain to me the difference between a wyvern and a dragon. Basically, a dragon is a bug. It has 6 legs. Or 6 limbs. But they're really good looking. And the detail is still spot on. It is really, really cool looking and really well done. But just the size difference is ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, well, glad if this is an exclusive that it's not something that people will be missing out on if they weren't able to back Kickstarter. So, good on Steamforge for that, I guess. This is more of a luxury upgrade. Now let's go check out this giant box. So, supposedly there's one mini in here. One giant, huge mini of this hulking dragon. There's loots and items. And it gives you 5 damage cards. Level 5 damage cards. Which don't come in the core box. That is a big bitty. Don't know why they packed it this way instead of this way. And he's strapped in. Transporting is going to be annoying. Ah, that is clever. And there's stuff. So, definitely like that. That's pretty clever. But I see pulling him out of this is going to be a pain. Oh, he's anchored too. They didn't just do the normal twist ties. They actually did melted plastic and punch anchors. Okay, gotta be careful with that. Pretty sure Jason will not be happy if I ruin any of this stuff. So we got our new so you can add him to the campaign, components. He has his own special weapons reference because he's not part of the main set. Yeah, that makes sense. And your adventure book. And your boss battles. And he has new tokens. Which, question marks and swirls. Fierce winds. Oh, they're supposed to be winds. Okay. And loot table. Neat. Alright. Let's see about getting this guy out of his entombed prison. Really put it by his neck too. Yeah, this is a big boy. Yeah, comparison of all three there. I mean, it's really just the wingspan that makes him big. So, oh, tail. He has a tail. No. I thought it was one whole piece, but there it is. Yeah, he has some heft. I mean, they're all pretty hefty. Yeah, this is little attack card stuff. And new gear. So it looks like every class has two variants of the weapons they can make from them. I believe the same with the armor sets. Yeah, 2 copies. And new attack cards for those abilities that look really awesome. They add more 2s, 3s, 4s, and then finally the 5s, which there's like 7 of those. And then 4 story cards. 4 bad story cards. Okay. I mean, these are really powerful weapons. I don't know when you kill this guy in a campaign, he's usually going to be the finisher. But this guy is big, large, and tanky. And I already can tell nothing's going to fit your sleeves. Nothing fits your not sleeve. Cool. That's not great. I mean, he's definitely cool, but I just don't see him being used that much. But if you really like painting minis, he's a really detailed mini. I mean, we got tons of detail on the wings, ridges. I mean, we still have the assembly lines, but it's not too bad. But it looks like the wings is one whole set that was glued onto the main body. I know the head's glued on, but I think, I don't know, that's just a cast line. He might actually be one solid piece except for the head and the tail. But he's really good looking. So, I am glad, like I said, that if these are Kickstarter exclusives, it's just a color swap. Azure and black, so that makes sense. But I'm glad that Steamforged did that and didn't screw anyone that missed the campaign. But if you're a huge collector or you just really want the variety, that's up to you to decide if it's worth your money. You do you. This guy I see being a pain, and I don't know how often he's going to come out of the table, because he's like a mega boss for Dark Souls. But only time will tell. Other than that is the unboxing of the alternate color swaps of the Wyverns and the Daora. Alright guys, take care, and GG.